Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me in another video. So every week there's some major story about who is leaving what or who is going where. And a few weeks ago we did talk about how Glenn Martens would be stepping down from Y Project due to Y Project shutting down. And one of the main reasons for that was one of the co-founders had passed away and Y Project was unable to find a buyer. Glenn Martens had also been at that brand for 11 years. Now we also know since last year Galliano would be stepping down from Maison Margiela, and many did speculate that Glenn Martens, he would be the successor. And Glenn Martens has also been the creative director at Diesel, and Diesel and Maison Margiela both belong to Only the Brave, which also owns brands like Jill Sander and Marni. And from the CEO of Only the Brave, Renzo Rosso, he states, "I have worked with Glenn for years. I've witnessed his talent and I know what he is capable of. After Martin, who gave life to the Maison and its unique artisanal line, and John, who made it the most cutting-edge couture house in the world, I am proud to have a third couturier at its helm. Glenn, who studied at Antwerp's Royal Academy of Fine Arts, like Martens, has already showed his prowess and his vision for couture." Glenn Martens states, "I feel extremely honored to join the amazing Maison Margiela, a truly unique house that has been inspiring the world for decades, and I thank Renzo for the trust he's putting in me." Like Margiela, Glenn Martens studied at the Antwerp Royal Academy of Fine Arts. They are both Belgian. Both of them also worked for Jean-Paul Gaultier. And in 2022, he was the guest designer for the Jean-Paul Gaultier couture collection. So he has that experience as well. I also think the concept of deconstruction is heavily felt in Glenn Martens' own work. I really think this is not surprising to anybody. It feels like such a natural fit, considering the fact that Y Project has just shut down, Galliano is leaving. This is an instance where it feels like things are falling into place. And Glenn Martens has done exceptionally well at Diesel. It's become, I think, a really cool, it brand. It's become very popular with Gen Z. I was reading in Vogue Business how 16 to 25-year-olds represent 36% of their sales. That is actually quite impressive. They have that very popular 1DR bag. They also have the Play bag, which looks like a video game controller. And the thing about these handbags is they're cool, they're futuristic looking, but they're in the few hundreds, not the few thousands. That price point is a lot more approachable. And aesthetically, it also feels very forward. It's very avant-garde meets street style, very experimental and futuristic. Think of Charlie XCX's cool girl gang. That's what I think about when I think about a brand like Diesel. Now, is he going to remain the creative director at Diesel? Is there going to be something transitional? Considering the fact that he was at Y Project and Diesel, he was able to lead both brands. But of course, he's going to have massive shoes to fill post Galliano. Galliano has had some of the most viral fashion shows, collections, I think, of the past few years. Of course, it's Galliano. He was everywhere during the last Met Gala. He's a designer. When he steps into the spotlight, it's hard to look away. But I do think Glenn Martens is one of the few designers of a lot of these major houses that I think really does speak to Gen Z. Very futuristic, very forward-looking. A lot of his ideas feel very fresh and experimental. And I do think this feels like a natural and I think welcome transition for Margiela, while Margiela has had those viral moments. And I also think commercially they've been doing really well. Of course, the tabbies have become extremely popular in recent years, also has become popular on TikTok. But even just those cutout denim jeans were really popular. I even purchased a pair of Margiela jeans as well as the 5AC bag. Well, I wouldn't really say I'm the Margiela customer. I do have a few pieces and I do think he's the right designer to inject a fresh perspective and creativity, but also continue on the commercial success as well. But I would love to know, what do you guys think? Are you excited by this move? Would love to know your thoughts. And of course, with this, it begs the question, where is Galliano going? We've haven't heard much on that front. Maybe he goes to another house, or maybe he relaunches his own line. If I had to bet, I would bet on that. But that will be a video for another day. But for today's video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!